So for video 2, I want to look at one of our in-class exercises. It says you want to put a 2-inch thick layer of topsoil. So I want to add 2 inches of topsoil to my garden. Right now my garden is 20 feet by 30 feet. And I want to know how many cubic yards. Of dirt should I order? And I just kind of wanted to focus on this question because there's a lot of in-between steps. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this garden. My garden is kind of like this flat area. It's got all these garden beds in it where I grow different kinds of veggies. And it's gorgeous. And it's 20 feet by 30 feet. So if I'm thinking about the area of that, I can kind of go on ahead and I can multiply those two things. 20 times 30 is 600 feet squared. But what I want to do is I want to take this 2 inches and I want to raise it up 2 inches in all directions. So I want to kind of imagine that now, instead of talking about an area, I'm filling in this whole box with 2 inches of dirt. You might think to yourself, no big deal. I know that volume equals length times width times height. And up here, I did my length times my width. So you might be thinking to yourself, my height is 2, my length and my width were 20 and 30. So I just take this number and times it by 2. But you want to be very careful because we need our units to match. Units must match. So before I can multiply these things together, I need to either get them all as feet or all as inches. I think I'm going to go with feet since this answer is already in feet. So I need to take my 2 inches and convert it to feet. So over here, I know that I have 2 inches. And now I'm going to multiply that by something. I know that I need inches on the bottom, so my units cancel, and feet on the top. And it turns out there are 12 inches in every 1 foot. So if I cross out my units, I'm going to end up with feet, which is what I want. 2 times 1 is going to be 2, and I'm going to divide that by 12. This should give me a decimal answer. 2 divided by 12, sure did, 0.166666, and it kind of keeps on going for a while. So when I do my length times my width for my volume, I could do my 20 feet times my 30 feet times this fraction. I'm probably just going to write it like this, and that's all feet. So that's going to give me 20 times 30 times 0.1666. It's going to be 99.96. Now this is feet cubed. So we want to go from feet to yards, but the tricky thing here is we want to go to feet cubed to yards cubed. But our conversion factor is we know that in every 1 yard there are 3 feet. But I want feet cubed, so it's going to be a little bit like timesing this by 1 yard. There are 3 feet. If I multiply that out right now, I'm going to get yards squared because they don't cancel, and feet squared because they don't cancel. But I want them cubed. So I'm going to write one more there. I'm going to multiply this all the way through, and on the top, I'm going to end up with 1 yard cubed. And on the bottom, I'm going to end up with 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27 feet cubed. So that is a very, very weird thing that is happening. But we don't just use this one conversion because we need these units to match. So I have 99.96 feet. I want my feet to cancel, so I put that 27 on the bottom. And all together, those guys are going to cancel. I take my number, I divide it by 27, and I get approximately 3.7 yards cubed, or cubic yards.